Colorado Rockies are now 18-22 on the year after a few games that we did not broadcast for you. They've lost 5 straight, 5 of 8, and 7 of their last 10. So they will be looking for a bounce back here tonight. So I don't think anyone's complaining that we didn't bring those past 3 broadcasts to you because they were not pretty from the perspective of the Rockies. And it's really just owed to struggles at home. They're now 4-14 at Coors Field to start the year, 14-8 on the road, 4.5 back in the division now. Chichi Gonzalez will try to get things on the right track for the Rockies today. 8th start of the year, 5.77 ERA. And he started off really good this year, but then things have trended southward for him. Donovan Solano will lead things off. Shortstop homered in yesterday's ball game.
Donovan Solano.
Second baseman for the Giants. That was his first home run of the year. First pitch from Chichi Gonzalez is taken just a bit high. So, third place in the National League West. The Rockies, fortunately, have also seen the Diamondbacks and Giants continue to struggle, so not diving below the third place position in the standings are the Rockies just yet. Solano check swing and appeal to first, and he went. 1 ball and 1 strike. Another rough outing for German Marquez the other day. There's a pitch low. Hitters count now on Donovan Solano. Starting pitching has really been the issue here at Coors Field, and I get it, it's a hitter's ballpark, but even the offense for the Rockies has been trending downward here at home compared to what they've done on the road, and the pitching has not really struggled for the opponents here at Coors Field. And you would think the Rockies, being this is their home park, they would have the altitude figured out more than their opposition. Has not been the case so far this year. On a clear night in Colorado, 3-1 pitch is taken high, ball 4, leadoff walk to begin this ball game for Donovan Solano.
Batting second, the center fielder, number 6,
And Steven Duggar playing center field today will bat second. 245 on the year, a homer, 9 driven in. The Reds in that series, the 4-game sweep over the Rockies, scored 42 runs, and that was without Nicholas Castellanos, who was on the injured list, and also Mike Moustakas only playing in the first half of the first game before dealing with his knee injury. So Reds offense, they showed certainly why that team is in first place in the National League Central. One of the pitch from Chichi Gonzalez to Duggar is taken for a strike at the knees. Giants winning game 1 of this 3-game series. One pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. And this is a 4-game series, I should say. Another evening game Wednesday, then a Thursday afternoon game. 1-2 pitch is swung on and chopped foul. Next, the Rockies will head on the road. They will go to Miami to face the Marlins. That sounds like a good matchup for the Rockies, though they have struggled in Miami in their career. In the history of the Rockies, strike 3 called in the outside corner. Out number 1 is Chichi Gonzalez strikes out Steven Duggar for his first strikeout of the day. Hunter Pence, we saw how extremely hot he was when we first went to San Francisco this year. He's 6 for his last 38. That's a 158 average across his last 9 games. 29 runs batted in with a 298 average overall for him. He was leading the National League in runs batted in the last time we were in San Francisco, and he was hitting everything. Now he has come back down to earth, crashing back down for sure. Swings and fouls the first pitch out of play. So to Miami and then to Chicago to face the White Sox for a couple games next week. There's a swing and a ground ball hit towards third base softly. Arenado goes to second for on. Return throw to first is not going to be in time. And there are 2 away now. Pence will be on first base. Pence still runs fairly well. Especially for a now 37-year-old. Mike Yastrzemski will bat. Giants have really struggled this year. Offense has not hit a whole lot. First pitch is a strike. They did hit well in yesterday's ball game against the Rockies here at Coors Field. Pitch low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, coming up in the later innings today, we have a couple stories we want to talk to you about. First of all, Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic had a great piece about players with pre-existing conditions. One of those would be David Dahl, by the way, everybody's favorite player without a spleen. And he has potentially is more susceptible to the coronavirus because of that. And Ken Rosenthal talked to him and talked to some other players who that pre-existing condition would apply to. We'll talk about that a little later on. Ground ball hit towards short. Story will throw to first, and that will retire the side. Rockies try to get on the board first, not something they have done often in this homestand. Dahl, Story, Blackman due up or scoreless. Johnny Caweto getting the start for the Giants. 9th of the year, 3-2 record, 4.78 ERA, 49 innings, 49 hits, 33 strikeouts, and 27 walks. That is certainly on the high side. 155 for the walks plus hits plus innings pitched. Shortened form is whip for Johnny Caweto. And Giants are just happy to see that he is healthy this year. David Dahl, what a stretch for him. He's got his batting average up to 279. 4 homers, 15 driven, and he's on a 9-game hitting streak. He is hitting everything right now. Cueto's first pitch is swung on and grounded towards second base. And that is quickly 1 pitch and 1 out for the Rockies. Let's take a look at the rest of their lineup now. After the center fielder Dahl, batting second, the shortstop Trevor Story, batting third in right field Charlie Blackman, batting cleanup the third baseman Nolan Arenado, batting fifth at first base Daniel Murphy, batting sixth at second base Ryan Mcmahon, batting seventh again in left field today is Sam Hilliard, batting eighth the catcher Tony Wolters, and Chichi Gonzalez, your starting pitcher, bats ninth. Really right now, 1 through 6 in the Rockies order have finally got it going all at the same time. Story is the one who's struggling just a little bit, but that's mostly in terms of batting average, 266. He's slugging quite well, over 500, and his on-base percentage is 333. So Story, maybe not the Story we've come to know, but still, it's the first time I think we can say this year that 1 through 6 in the Rockies batting order, Dahl, Story, Blackman, Arenado, Murphy, and McMahon are all pretty much firing on all cylinders at the same time. It's just left field and catcher they have to figure out. Ian Desmond has really struggled against righties this year. We saw Raimel Tapia get into a few games as Story skies one in the air towards center field. Going back on this one is Duggar. He's at the track. Now he's got it in range. He'll make the catch. Very deep fly out for Trevor Story. And that is out number 2. And that'll leave it up to Charlie Blackman. So we saw Raimel Tapia get in a couple games. He really struggled. Now they're going to try Sam Hilliard and see if he can get things going out there. With Desmond largely playing against lefties, because he's still hitting 294 against lefties, is Desmond. Cueto's first pitch to Blackman. He is taken low, ball 1. You also saw those odd home road splits for Trevor Story, hitting much better on the road. 1-0 pitch to Blackman is taken for a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Catcher Jairo Diaz has really hit well against lefties. Tony Wolters hasn't really hit against either-handed pitching. But the Rockies do like the way he works with the pitching staff, and his defense behind the plate is rated out as better than Diaz's. So we will see what will go on from here as the Rockies try to get everybody going. Line drive, base hit into right field out the bat of Blackman. 2-out single keeps things going for the Rockies in the bottom of the first. Nolan Arenado will be the batter.
Batting fourth, the third baseman, Nolan Arenado.
11 home runs, tied for 7th place in the National League. Still just a homer behind Ryan McMahon for the team lead. 316 on the year, a 391 on base percentage for Nolan Arenado. 31 runs driven in. Also coming up a little later on today, we'll talk about a conversation that Sam Bradfield, managing editor at Purple Row, had with Rockies' assistant general manager of player development, Zach Wilson, who gave some insight into the team's process for developing young talent. He also talked quite a bit about Sam Hilliard, so that'll be nice to talk about today with Hilliard in the lineup. 0-1 pitch to Arenado is swung on and lined towards shallow right field. That will be caught by Hunter Pence, and that will retire the side. Rockies get a 2-out single from Charlie Blackman, but no more. We're through an inning of play. Sandoval, Flores, Longoria due up for the Giants in the second. Pablo Sandoval leads off here in the top of the second. 5 home runs, 14 driven in, 267 average and a 767 OPS. 5 home runs, ranks 5th on the Giants for the Panda. Was hitting very well, but he is in the last series when the Rockies went to San Francisco. He's cooled off a bit. First pitch is a strike from Chichi Gonzalez, out for a second inning of work. Leadoff walk did not come around to hurt Chichi Gonzalez there in the first. He will look to put up another goose egg here in the second. 0-1 pitch is swung on and skied towards left field. Over on this one is Hilliard. He will easily get there to make the catch for out number 1. Let's look at that Rockies defense now, left to right in the outfield. You saw Hilliard just make that catch. David Dahl's in center, Charlie Blackman in right. Infield corners, Nolan Arenado and Daniel Murphy. Up the middle, your double play combination, Trevor Story and Ryan McMahon. And your battery is the catcher, Tony Wolters, and the starting pitcher today, Chichi Gonzalez. Wilmer Flores will be the batter. He was leading off quite a bit in the series in San Francisco. Giants have had to tweak some things, as Flores was hitting above 300. Now he's down to 265. That's still second on the Giants. 2 homers, 8 driven in, and a 349 on base percentage for the Giants' second baseman this year. 0-1 from Chichi Gonzalez is taken high.
1 ball, 1 strike.
One pitch is swung on and lined right to the second baseman on a hop. McMahon throws to first, and that is out number 2.
The first baseman, number 10, Evan.
And that'll leave it up to Evan Longoria, who's been playing a lot of first base these days. 286 on the year, a homer, 11 driven in. He did play third yesterday. As Giants look for ways to get Longoria, Sandoval, and Belt all into the lineup. First pitch is going to miss just a bit outside. Longoria sitting on 298 career home runs. I believe that was the same career total as the last time we were in San Francisco, so still a couple to go for Evan Longoria still. 1-1 is swung on and chopped foul at the plate. One-two pitch from Chichi Gonzalez is going to miss outside.
2-2.
Now into his motion, the windup, and the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball up the middle into center field, a base hit. 2-out single for Evan Longoria here in the top of the second. First hit of the day for the Giants. Solid single right back where it came from for Evan Longoria. And that's going to bring up Buster Posey. And see hitting oddly much better at home than on the road. 306 at Oracle Park and 171 on the road. 217 overall, 2 homers, 5 driven in for the longtime Giants catcher, now a veteran. First pitch is going to miss low and away.
Outside.
And that swung on and skied towards right field. Going back on this one is Blackman. He's got it in range, and he will make the catch, and that will retire the side. We head to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. Murphy, McMahon, Hilliard due up for the Rockies. Daniel Murphy leads things off here in the bottom of the second on a 5-game hitting streak, hitting .301 overall, 2 home runs, 15 runs batted in for the Rockies' first baseman. He had a stretch where he cooled off for a little bit. Now he's back above 300 for his batting average. Caweto's first pitch is taken outside, ball 1. Murphy has struggled in his career against Johnny Caweto. 3 for 20, a 150 batting average, that is. Caweto, former Red, former Royal. Pitch misses low, 2-0. The 2-0 delivery is swung on and lined on a hop to the shortstop. Nope, caught by the shortstop. And we'll take a look at the defense now. That was Donovan Solano who made the catch. The third baseman is Pablo Sandoval. At second base, Wilmer Flores. At first base, Evan Longoria. Left to right in the outfield, Mike Yastrzemski, Steven Duggar, and Hunter Pence. And Buster Posey is catching for Johnny Caweto. Ryan Mcmahon will bat. First pitch from Caweto is taken just a bit outside, ball one. McMahon on the year. Those 12 home runs are tied for 5th place in the National League. First on the Rockies, .254 batting average. Solid OPS for him. 1-0 delivery from Caweto is swung on and pulled foul. Well, we mentioned earlier, Ken Rosenthal had a really good article at The Athletic talking about players with underlying health concerns. There's a 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike two. The Mayo Clinic website says after spleen removal, you are more likely to contract serious or life-threatening infections. Well, David Dahl had his spleen removed back in May of 2015, so he is more vulnerable to COVID-19 than your average major leaguer, but he says he intends to play in 2020 if Major League Baseball and the Players Union reach an agreement on health and safety protocols, including testing. So you'll note there, he didn't say, I'll play no matter what. They've got to actually make sure it's going to be safe for him in terms if he's going to play. McMahon strikes out there, 2 away. All 26 years old. And the league was expected to present the union with a proposal regarding health and other matters today. Players such as Dahl with underlying medical conditions are of particular concern. And not every player who has these underlying conditions have those conditions known to the public. Sam Hilliard takes first pitch strike. Only 100 on the year for Sam Hilliard, 182 on base percentage, still looking for his first home run and run batted in of the year. Did get on base a couple times in yesterday's ball game, a hit and a walk. 0-1 pitch is taken just a bit inside. And that's in there, 1-2 the count. Dahl said it's definitely scary because his immune system is pretty bad, but he does trust the medical experts and the guys at the Rockies and everyone who will be involved that if we do come back and play, we'll be safe and taking the right precautions to make sure that they aren't at greater risk. Pitch down and in, count evens at 2 on Hilliard. Also some players who have type 1 diabetes. Dodgers reliever Scott Alexander, Braves outfielder Adam Duvall, and Cardinals reliever Jordan Hicks. They expressed much of the same as Dahl to The Athletic. 2-2 pitch to Hilliard is swung on and missed to get him on strikes, and that will retire this side. We're through a couple innings here in Colorado. It's a scoreless ball game. Let's go to the third. Chichi Gonzalez back to work against San Francisco. Johnny Caweto hitting .333 on the year, a couple runs batted in. He leads off the third inning against Chichi Gonzalez. First pitch is swung on and popped up foul territory, and that's going to be out of play towards the camera well. Lots of other players with underlying health conditions. Indians right-hander Carlos Carrasco, remember, was diagnosed with leukemia last season, though he did come back and pitch. He underwent a non-invasive heart procedure in October 2014, and Dodgers closer Kenley Jansen, who has undergone 2 heart procedures, most recently in 2018, also intends to play. And so do left-hander John Lester and first baseman Anthony Rizzo. They have battled cancer. That's more than a decade ago for them. But Rizzo said back in April that he's cured and as strong as ever, and if everything functions the right way, everything does function the right way, I should say. Not overly concerned with him like they might be with some other people who have underlying conditions about if he were to get the virus. Swing and a miss, and Caweto strikes out for out number 1 here in the third.
The batter, number 7.
There's a number of other major leaguers at higher risk who have not made their conditions public. Some players are worried about their spouses, children, or other relatives with whom they are in close contact. Pitch misses inside and hits Donovan Solano. That's a hit by pitch with 1 out here in the third. Just nicked him if you want to get hit. That's how you want to do it. Steven Duggar will be the batter with a man aboard for the Giants. Duggar struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Erin Dolan, the wife of Nationals reliever Sean Doolittle, for example, has a history of respiratory issues. And there are also some managers, coaches, or umpires that might be more vulnerable to the virus because of their age or medical history. MLBPA only represents players, but any agreement they make with a league on medical issues figures to establish guidelines for everyone in uniform, including umpires. Swinging a ground ball hit towards second base. McMahon, 4, 6, and 3 double play. And that will retire the side. Nice job by Chichi Gonzalez. We go to the bottom of the third. 8-9 hitters do it for the Rockies in a scoreless ball game. Tony Wolters leads off here in the bottom of the third. 179 on the year, 10 runs batted in, still no home runs. We'll try to get aboard for Chichi Gonzalez. Strike in the outside corner, 0-1. And that swung on and chopped foul. Quickly 0-2 on Tony Wolters. And strike 3 called. Wolters strikes out on 3 pitches to start off the bottom of the third inning, 1 away. And Chichi Gonzalez will come to the plate. More from that article by Ken Rosenthal about players with underlying conditions. He talked more about David Dahl, who, after he underwent that splenectomy, he found out that he was going to have to change his lifestyle and adjust. And in a matter not unlike what most of the U.S. population was asked to adopt during the pandemic. But Dahl said he stays up to date on his vaccinations. He doesn't shake many hands, washes his hands, does the basic stuff. He's also smart about who he interacts with, he says. As if it hits him, it will last longer, hit him harder than it might hit someone else who has a spleen. Swing and a miss. Chichi Gonzalez strikes out a couple Ks in this inning for Johnny Caweto, and the lineup will turn over for the leadoff batter, David Dahl. 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up back in the first inning. Dahl rarely leaves home except to work out and hit right now, and when he does, he wears a mask and gloves, but he says he misses playing, and he definitely wants to get back at it. He lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. There's also Adam Duvall, who was first as Dahl grounds one towards second base. Off-balance throw by Flores will get him. We'll talk about Adam Duvall coming up in the fourth inning, who has type 1 diabetes, and what he is doing to protect himself. We're through 3 innings, scoreless ball game. Hunter Pence leads off the fourth inning against Chichi Gonzalez. Scoreless game, Giants and Rockies. First pitch swung on and fouled out of play. Adam Duvall is 31 years old. He was first diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in spring of 2012. At the time, he was at high A in the Giants organization. Swinging a foul out of play quickly, 0-2 on Pence. And when Duvall first heard of the virus, he consulted jdrf.org, which is a website that promotes research and funding for T1D. Swinging a foul out of play. And it actually does not make you more susceptible to contracting COVID-19 having T1D. So that is good news, Duvall read. So all major leaguers and other professional athletes generally are in peak physical condition. We've found out they are not immune to the coronavirus, or from the coronavirus. Utah Jazz player Rudy Gobert in the NBA was infected, and then it went on to Donovan Mitchell and other players on the Jazz, I believe. Swinging a ground ball hit towards shortstop. Story up with the ball, throws to first, and that is out number 1 here in the fourth. A Stanford study that found a positive rate of 0.7% in a test of 5,603 MLB employees for the presence of COVID-19 antibodies also offered no definitive conclusions. shows there were certainly a handful of players who are not players, but employees at least, who did have the infection. That's what it likely means if you've tested positive for the antibodies. 0-1 delivery is taken inside. But no one knows for sure if that means there's any immunity if you have those antibodies. 1-2 pitch is swung on and chopped foul. Wolters nearly holds on. One's in the dirt, count evens at 2 now. Next pitch will be the 50th of the day from Chichi Gonzalez, and it's high, full count, with Pablo Sandoval waiting on deck. Payoff pitch from Gonzalez is swung on and popped up. First base side, foul territory. Murphy camping under it. He will make the catch, and that is out number 2.
The third baseman, number 68, Pablo Sandoval.
And Pablo Sandoval will be the batter. As we see that well-located 7th pitch of the at-bat from Chichi Gonzalez. Sandoval over when he flied out his last time up. That was in the 2nd inning. 14 runs batted in on the year for the Panda. Chichi Gonzalez shakes off Wolters once, gets the sign he likes. The pitch is down and in, ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
And the 1-0 is swung on and lined towards right field. Blackman's going back on this one, but now he's got it in range. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Rockies still trying to get on the board. First, they have hot hitters due up. Story, Blackman, Arenado. Bottom of the 4th, Trevor Story leads things off. We're still scoreless here at Coors Field. First pitch from Johnny Caweto is swung on and grounded weakly towards short. Solano up at the ball, throws to first, and that is out number 1. Top pitch speed comparisons today. Chichi Gonzalez has gotten up to 95 miles per hour with his fastball. Caweto at 91. Well, if you've had the opportunity to check out Purple Row lately, or if you'd like to do so in the near future, you can see, of course, daily rock piles, the game recaps and game threads for our simulated games, even the ones that we don't broadcast. First pitch to Charlie Blackman is swung on and lifted in the air towards the gap in right center field. Looking up is Pence, and that ball's off the top of the wall. It'll be played by Duggar. And Blackman will hold at second base, so they went out double. Best scoring opportunity for either side today. 15th double of the year for Blackman. Good doubles leaders on the team. David Dahl has 20. Charlie Blackman and Daniel Murphy with 15. Nolan Arenado 11. Trevor Story 10. 9 for Ryan McMahon and 4 for Ian Desmond. Rockies have been hitting a ton of doubles this year. Nolan Arenado will be the batter. First pitch, swing and a miss. Also on PurpleRow.com, Chet Goodwine had the latest on the simulated stats posted yesterday. That was all games through yesterday's game. That's now online at PurpleRow.com. Arenado takes the pitch low and away.
1-1.
Arenado batting .364 on the year with runners in scoring position. Caweto looks over at second base where Blackman is and delivers, swinging a foul back to the screen. Also, on April 30th was the first part of this series of the discussion Sam Bradfield, our managing editor, had with Rockies Assistant General Manager for Player Development, Zach Wilson. Then she had a second part that just was published yesterday. Ground ball to third. Sandoval throws out Arenado for out number 2. Blackman will stay at second base. And that whole thing is well recommended in its entirety. It's a 4-part series. So we'll continue to look for more as the series continues before we expect Major League Baseball to start a regular season, not just simulated but in real life. Daniel Murphy bats. First pitch is taken low, ball 1. Murphy batting .310 on the year with runners in scoring position. One's taken low, 2-0.
No strike.
Primarily what Zach Wilson had to say about how player development works is it's a process. Right now, the Rockies have 8 minor league teams, so that could very well change with the proposals coming from Major League Baseball to potentially eliminate some minor league teams. So we'll talk about that after this 2-0. And that's on the outside corner for a called strike. 2-1 pitch is swung on and grounded weakly towards second base. Up with the ball is Flores, throws to first, and that'll retire the side. 1-out double for Charlie Blackman. Rockies cannot get any more. After 4 innings of play, scoreless Giants-Rockies. They have Flores, Longoria, Posey due up. We'll talk more about Sam Bradfield's conversation with Zach Wilson when we return. So here's how things shake out in the minor leagues for the Rockies. They have 4 full-season teams. AAA, the Albuquerque Isotopes. AA, the Hartford Yard Goats. High A, the Lancaster Jethawks. Also Class A Advanced, you could call them, and the Low A Asheville Tourists. And they have 4 short season teams. They are the Short A Boise Hawks as Flores grounds one to second base. Mcmahon makes the play for out number 1. They have the Rookie League Grand Junction Rockies, and then they have 2 Dominican Summer League teams, which are just DSL Rockies is what you call them. Most of the pre-draft players are assigned to the full season leagues, and the recently drafted players are most often assigned to the short season leagues, though players making injury returns are also sometimes temporarily assigned to the short season teams. As a draft occurs in the beginning of June. Still expecting one to happen this year. Chichi Gonzalez, first pitch to Evan Longoria, is swung on and fouled out of play. So often players that will be drafted, if they end up signing with the Rockies, will go to one of those teams. Like Michael Toglia went over to, I believe it was Grand Junction. Could be wrong. But anyway, players typically take a path starting with rookie ball, go up to AAA, and then hopefully they make the major leagues. But of course, as Wilson says, every level is different, and they look at every level very differently. Longoria takes the pitch inside. Hitters count. And that's a strike on the inside corner. Count evens at 2. Swing and a miss. He got him on a pitch in the dirt. Wolters will have to throw to first to complete the strikeout, and he does.
Got him.
And there are 2 away.
Now batting.
Buster Posey will be the batter. Zach Wilson says at the beginning of careers, he doesn't look at player stats at all. And so many of these rankings are done by who's achieving things on paper. He says that's okay, because a lot of the time that's the only thing people have to go with. But for him, it's a lot less what's on paper, especially from high A and then down. It's more about what is the process really like, and is that process going in the direction it needs to go, and is that process being fulfilled in the ways that it needs to? That's what Wilson says are the important things in his mind. He said sometimes he tells the youngest players, I have no idea what your stats are in Grand Junction. And a lot of the times, he truly doesn't know, because he says he just doesn't care about that. He cares about the day in, day out, week in, week out, monthly process that is going on with that player. And as long as that's being executed in ways that are eventually going to pay dividends between 3 and 6 years later in the major leagues. A line drive, base hit into right field off the bat of Posey. It'll be a leadoff, 2-out single, I should say, here in the top of the 5th for Posey. Chichi Gonzalez, we look at what he's done so far today. It's been solid. One of the better starts on this homestand. 4 2/3 innings, 3 strikeouts, a walk, 2 hits, no runs yet. And 64 pitches here with 2 outs in the 5th. It's really been a solid start for Chichi Gonzalez thus far. Johnny Caweto will be the batter. The pitcher swings and grounds one towards third base. It's a fair ball. Long throw for Arenado goes to second, and will get Posey, as Posey, the catcher, doesn't run all that much faster than Johnny Caweto. Scoreless going to the bottom of the 5th. Mcmahon, Hilliard, Wolters due up for the Rockies. Well, manager Bud Black and pitching coach Steve Foster have to be pleased with what they've seen so far today from Chichi Gonzalez. 5 strong scoreless innings so far. Ryan McMahon will lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th. Struck out his first time up in the 2nd inning, so he's 0 for 1. 1 for 4 in the series. Had a triple in yesterday's ballgame. A few extra base hits for the Rockies, but not enough to get them the win in that one, as the Giants took Game 1. First pitch to Ryan McMahon is taken outside, ball one.
That pitch is out.
And the 1-0 is just a bit inside, 2-0.
2 balls, no strikes.
Swing and a miss, 2-1 the count. Coming up on Trevor's Story Bats, we'll talk about how he has been cited by Zach Wilson as an example of a player who seemed to be at the wrong level in High A Modesto. At the time, the Modesto Nuts were Rockies affiliate. Man grounds one towards third base. Sandoval coming in hard. He'll have to hurry, and he will not be able to throw out McMahon. The ball was dropped by Longoria at first. See how that one is scored. It'll be an error on Longoria, a missed catch error, as nothing went wrong for Sandoval there. So in Trevor Story Bets, we'll talk about how he struggled more than many people thought he would have at that point, and why that is a testament to Zach Wilson's belief in more of the process at those lower levels. Sam Hilliard will bat, and Dinger will get the crowd on its feet here at Coors Field. Leadoff man aboard for the Rockies here in the bottom of the fifth. They will try to bring home Ryan McMahon. Sam Hilliard is the batter. First pitch from Caweto is taken for a strike. Hilliard struck out his first time up today. And that one's low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Lots of strikeouts and not a whole lot of batting average to speak of for Sam Hilliard to start his 2020 campaign. Just hasn't been getting a whole lot of consistent playing time. Looks like that might be a little bit more opportunities for him now. Pitch is low and it's a hitter's count now on Sam Hilliard. Caweto comes set. His 2-1 delivery is in there for a strike. From the stretch, the 2-2 pitch is swung on and grounded weakly towards first base. Throw to second for 1, back to first is not going to be in time. Hilliard grounds into the force out, and there's 1 away. McMahon out at second base. And the next pitch will be the 50th of the day for Johnny Caweto to Tony Wolters. It's a nice, clean takeout slide there by Ryan McMahon at second base. It's not able to break up the double play, though. Wolters struck out his first time up in the third inning. He's 0 for 1, as this has been a very anti-Coors game. Scoreless here in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch to Wolters is taken low.
Count 1-0.
Pitcher Chichi Gonzalez waiting on deck. Wolters does have decent numbers in his career against Johnny Caweto. 4 hits and 16 at-bats is a .250 batting average. Not a huge sample from which to glean any insight, though. Ground ball hit up the middle off the glove of Caweto. Pick it up, fire to first, and got Wolters. Hilliard will advance to second base, and that will bring up the pitcher, Chichi Gonzalez.
The pitcher, number 50, Chichi Gonzalez.
It looked like it got Caweto on the foot. You saw manager Gabe Kapler was looking out just in case there might be some injury situation, but Caweto is waving off anyone who might want to come and check on him. Chichi Gonzalez, 0 for 12 on the year, struck out his first time up today. He will be tasked with keeping things going here in the bottom of the fifth. Leadoff base runner for Ryan McMahon for the Rockies. And now, after a force out, Sam Hilliard is going to be at second base with 2 outs. Still nobody has crossed the dish for either side yet. Chichi Gonzalez, 0-1 pitch is swung on and grounded weakly towards the mound. Caweto picks it up, fires to first, and got him, and that will retire the side. After 5 innings, we're still scoreless, Rockies and Giants. Donovan Solano leads things off in the 6th inning. 6th inning of work for Chichi Gonzalez. First pitch is swung on and skied towards shallow right field. Coming in on this one is Blackman. He'll get there to make the catch. And that is a good 1 pitch, 1 out at bat for Chichi Gonzalez. And Steven Duggar, the center fielder, will bat. He's 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and a ground out. 1 for 6 in the series. Hit yesterday. First pitch is taken for a strike. And a good outing so far for Chichi Gonzalez today, working into the 6th. He's looking at a quality start. There's a strike quickly, 0-2 on Duggar. 3 pitches so far this inning, all have been strikes. The next pitch will be the 69th of the day for Chichi Gonzalez. And swung on and fouled out of play. One more time, an 0-2 pitch to Duggar is swung on and popped towards shallow center field. Dahl will have to play it on a hop. And on his way to second base and out there, no, safe. That was very close, but Mcmahon not able to get the tag down. Third double of the year for Steven Duggar. It was a very close play. Now the go-ahead run is in scoring position for the Giants. Hunter Pence, the batter. First pitch is swung on and grounded into left field, a base hit. Hilliard up with the ball, and holding at third base will be Duggar. And runners are on the corners with one out now as Hunter Pence comes through. Just a little flare double by Steven Duggar, and he was able to make it into second base. And now there are runners on the corners with one out. Mikey Yastrzemski, the batter. First pitch is swung on and lined towards right field. Blackman's going back on this one. That ball's going to be down and off the wall. That'll get Duggar home. Longoria will be waved around third. Pence, rather, and he will score. It's 2-0 Giants. It's a 2-run double for Mikey Yastrzemski, his 13th of the year. Duggar and Pence scoring ahead of him, and the Giants are on the board first. It was looking like potentially another quick inning for Chichi Gonzalez, but the Giants have been getting it done. Now James Pazos and Jairo Diaz both warming up in the Rockies bullpen. Pablo Sandoval takes first pitch strike. Sandoval has put the ball in the air twice for outs today. He's 0-2. And swinging a ground ball foul. Quickly 0-2 on Pablo Sandoval, batting .318 with runners in scoring position on the season. And swing and a miss, he got him on strikes. That is out number 2. 75th pitch of the day gets Sandoval swinging. And Wilmer Flores will be the batter. 2 outs, runner on second base, Yastrzemski. First pitch is a strike, and the Giants are on top 2-0. Flores 0-2. A couple of balls on the ground have resulted in outs for him today. A 1 pitch is taken inside. Wilmer Flores only batting .206 on the year with runners in scoring position. Again, his numbers have really come down since the last series in San Francisco for the Rockies. Lots of Giants hitters were doing much better than they are now. Hunter Pence was hitting well above 300. Pablo Sandoval and Wilmer Flores both were. Now they're all below the 300 mark. Swinging a foul out of play. 1-2 the count on Flores. Brandon Crawford homered yesterday. He's getting the day off today. Brandon Belt scored a couple runs. He's also getting the day off. Pitch inside, count evens at 2. Alex Dickerson in there yesterday. He's also getting a day off. He homered as well. Swing and a miss, and he got him on strikes. Flores goes down by way of the K. Chichi Gonzalez allows 2 runs, but comes back strong to end the inning. 2-0 Giants. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Top of the order due up for the Rockies. David Dahl, 0-2, 2 groundouts today, 2 for 6 in the series. He hit a couple doubles in the first game yesterday. It's 2-0 Giants. Rockies have the top of their order due up and will try to answer right back. Johnny Caweto out for a 6th inning of work. First pitch to Dahl is taken for a strike. Caweto into his windup. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and lined into center field. That's a base hit. Leadoff single here in the bottom of the 6th for the Rockies. Once again, they get their leadoff man aboard. We'll see if they can bring him around to score this time. 2, 3, 4 hitters are due up, and David Dahl, quite a streak for him now. 10-game hitting streak. Has really gotten those numbers up into more Dahl-like territory after a really slow start for him. 20 doubles on the year for him as well. Trevor Story, the batter. Caweto looks over at first base where Dahl is, delivers his first pitch to Story, and it's inside, ball one. So Zach Wilson, when talking to Sam Bradfield, had Trevor Story as one of his examples. When he was in Modesto and high, he hit 220, and now, in the opinion of Wilson, Trevor Story is the best shortstop in the league. So it's not always about the statistics, and it's more about remain patient, follow the path, follow the process, and let what needs to happen happen. So swing a line drive, pulled foul, hit well, but foul by Trevor Story. Very much depends on the player, is what Zach Wilson says. And it depends on the level. There are differences in each level. Ground ball to third base, Sandoval throws to second for one, back to first, and double play, 5-4-3. Giants go around the horn to turn it, and just like that, the leadoff hit becomes 2 outs. It's how things have gone this homestand for the Rockies. Charlie Blackman, the batter. Quite a day for him, 2 for 2, double and a single halfway to the cycle. He swings and grounds one into right field, a base hit. Third hit of the day for Charlie Blackman comes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Nolan Arenado will step to the plate as the potential tying run. Arenado 0 for 2, line out and a ground out on the day. Zach Wilson said, sometimes you can look at stats, either in AA or AAA, and wonder why isn't this player moving up? They're doing all this offensively. But he says there are so many other factors in play that you have to make sure that they're ready in all these other areas too before you move them up.
Nope, that's the ball. Ball 1, no strike.
And when you see players in big league camps and prospects, it's not always to make the major league team in spring training. Like Ryan Rollis and Tommy Doyle, a couple of the top prospects in the pitcher prospects in the Rockies organization, were there. Arenado swings and lines one into right field, a base hit. Blackman up to second base, couple runners on with 2 outs now for the Rockies. Daniel Murphy coming up. A visit to the mound from Kurt Young, Giants pitching coach. Check in on Caweto, and the best scoring opportunity of the day, well, one of the better ones for the Rockies. But for Rollison and Doyle, those players as an example, they're not in big league camp to make the team. They're here to gain experience, gain knowledge and wisdoms from those that have been there. Part of sending them there is so they can get that, because that's going to help their development process, and they're there to get better on a daily basis. So at the end of the day, players' assignments are about 2 things: what's best for the organization and what's best for the player. Sometimes it might look like they move too slow, but at the end of the day, it's about what's best for the player, is what Wilson said. Ground ball hit to third. Sandoval goes to second for the force, and that will retire the side. Rockies get a couple 2-out hits from Blackman and Arenado, but no more. And after 6 innings of play, it's 2-0 Giants. James Pazos, new pitcher for the Rockies. 23rd game of the year, 24 innings, 5.25 ERA, 24 strikeouts and 11 walks. He's pitched much better as of late, has James Pazos. 1-0 is his record on the year. Evan Longoria will bat 1 for 2, base hit back in the 2nd inning.
The first baseman, Evan Longoria.
One more thing from Zach Wilson, as he said, his goal is not to get guys to the majors quick. It's to get them there so they can stay there forever, and that is the ultimate goal. Don't want to have to send them back down because they were rushed too early. Not sure where that one missed, ball 1. But a couple of the upcoming articles, well, one has already been published about Sam Hilliard by Sam Bradfield, and Ryan Rollison, some specific thoughts from Zach Wilson on Ryan Rollison will be coming in the coming weeks or so. But Hilliard, let's talk about him a little bit. He's swinging a fly ball to right field. Going back on this one is Blackman. He's got it in range. He will make the catch for out number 1. Hilliard was drafted in the 15th round of the 2015 draft by the Rockies out of Wichita State University. The outfielder, 6'5", very tall, lanky outfielder, spent a year at each level of the Rockies system, culminated with that late August call-up in 2019. Mixed results at each level, but he had a really strong year for the Isotopes last year.
Count 1-0.
Then he did quite well when he got called up to the major leagues last year, hitting only 77 at-bats, hit .273 with a .356 on-base percentage and .649 slugging percentage. Slugging was the highest he's ever had at any level, but also a very small sample size for him, fewest games at any level. 1-1 pitch to Posey is taken low. Hitter's count on him now. Tim Collins, the lefty, Jairo Diaz, the righty, are both up in the Rockies bullpen. So Hilliard is a high-power, high-strikeout player. It hit 35 home runs in Albuquerque last year, also struck out 32.8% of the time. The only two levels where he struck out less than 30% of the time, Arenado handles that ground ball, and that's out number 2. Were Grand Junction and Lancaster, and still that was in the mid to high 20s. But does have a lot of power. And we've certainly seen in our simulation there have been some struggles to start the year for Sam Hilliard in terms of strikeouts. But Zach Wilson has noted the noticeable adjustments Hilliard has made as his years have gone along. There's a line drive towards right center field going back on this one is Blackman, and he will not be able to make the catch. That's over his head. Into second base is Johnny Caweto with a 2-out double. He was hitting .333 coming in, so that average will stay where it is after another 1-for-3 day at the plate. And that was, he put a charge into that one to deep right field, the Giants starting pitcher did, and with 2 outs, his extra base hit will keep the line moving for the Giants. We're going to have a pitching change. Jairo Diaz will come in. 23rd game of the year, 2-1 record. He has struggled immensely as of late. 18 1/3 innings, 22 strikeouts. That's good. 13 walks. That's not so much. His ERA at 8.35 now. 4.13 average against lefties. 1.94 against righties. And he will face Donovan Solano. First pitch is swung on and grounded towards second base. Mcmahon up with the ball. Throws to first, and that will retire the side. 7th inning stretch time. We're going to hear from Corey Schembri, then we'll talk some more about Sam Hilliard and Sam Bradfield's conversation with Zach Wilson about him. 2-0 Giants going to the bottom of the 7th.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Ryan McMahon leads things off in the bottom of the 7th. Johnny Caweto out for a 7th inning of work. Reyes Maranta and Tony Watson are warming up in the bullpen for the Giants. McMahon 0 for 2 strikeout, also reached on an error. A miscatch error by the first baseman, Evan Longoria. Cueto's first pitch, only at 64 pitches, is swung on and pulled foul. A couple 2-out hits last inning for the Rockies. Charlie Blackman and Nolan Arenado. Actually, 3 hits in that inning, though David Dahl was erased on a double play. Pitch is low, 1 ball, 1 strike. There's Maranta, the righty, and Watson, the lefty, warming up. One pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. But Sam Hilliard a couple years ago in Double-A really struggled, struck out 33.6% of the time, Went 26 for 110 at the plate, only 6 extra base hits. Then they sent him out to the Arizona Fall League. And as Zach Wilson noted, the numbers there were vastly different from what his AA stats were in terms of not just batting average, but strikeout to walk ratio. He made significant improvements and then carried that right into spring training, and it took an enormous step forward at AAA. Wilson says that Hilliard had such incredible raw tools, particularly with the power. McMahon strikes out for out number 1. That if he could just make a few, just some minor adjustments with his swing, with his leg kick or some different things that they were doing, that power had a chance to come out big time in the form of production in a game. And at the same time, he's also trying to continually work on his pitch recognition and cutting down strikeouts without losing that tremendously impactful OPS that he could have. So a delicate balance. Sam Hilliard bats now. First pitch is swung on and grounded foul. So it's how do you cut down on the strikeouts, but really keep that OPS at a place where it needs to be, especially for a guy like Hilliard. He's a guy that should be hitting home runs and driving in runs. That's his skill set. So a lot of time talking about that and working through that and swing adjustment. Some of it's pitch recognition, some of it's mentally how he's stepping into the box. A lot of different areas and people that worked with him to get him to the point he was last year in AAA. He was able to take all that, make the adjustments, and really went off and had a tremendous year and proved throughout the course of time last year that he was ready for the next challenge in the major leagues. And continued to take off from there. Just continued to get better at the same things he was working at in the majors. 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed.
I got you down 2-2.
There's a question about personal things going into that year in AA as well. So there's a swing and a foul out of play. In May, he was hitting very well. Hit .366 with 7 doubles in that month. Only struck out 17 times. That's 23.9% of the time. But then there's a big drop-off between May and June. There's a pitch inside, full count. And his father, Jim, was diagnosed with ALS in March 2018, right before Sam was to start AA ball. There's a ground ball to first base. Longoria takes it himself for out number 2. So there are things that happen beyond the stats that can affect a player's performance. Zach Wilson says people forget that sometimes. 2 years ago, he said nobody knew about his dad. Zach Wilson says he knew about it and he was dealing with it. Nobody else knew about it. And Zach Wilson said that's part of what went on in AA for Hilliard. You never know when things are going to click for guys, but it really started to come together for Hilliard at the end of his first year in AA, went to the Fall League, then he took off a lot last year. Wolters flies one into left center field. Making the catch is Duggar. That will retire the side. We're through 7 innings, 2-0 Giants. 2-3-4 hitters do up for San Francisco in the 8th. Double switch time for Bud Black in the 8th inning.
Your attention, please. These changes for Colorado. Now pitching and batting in the 7th spot.
Tim Collins, 7th game of the year, .675 ERA in a brief sample, 5 1/3 innings pitched. 6 strikeouts, 4 walks for him. Steven Duggar will lead things off. 1 for 3 doubled and scored earlier in this one. Collins, lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch is high and away. So just to close the book on that story on Sam Hilliard, he did take a bit of a step back in spring training this year. Only hit .176 in 15 games. Did have a little bit of power though. 441 slugging and 12 strikeouts and 34 at bats. A very short spring. He just needs to continue to work on his pitch recognition and continue to cut down on the strikeouts. And then Sam Hilliard really has the potential to be an everyday, potentially very productive player. Very, very valuable for the Rockies. Pitch is low, 2-1 the count. Carlos Estevez warming up in the Rockies bullpen. 8th inning, so we'll check some scores around baseball. 7-3, Marlins beat the Reds. Someone beat the Reds. 4-3, Phillies beat the Dodgers today. There's a strike count evens at 2. Max Muncy hit his 9th home run of the season in the losing cause for LA. Scott Kingery hit his 3rd home run of the year for Philadelphia. Hunter Pence is waiting on deck. 6-5, Pirates beat the Cardinals. Pirates continue to do well on the year. Kyle Crick gets the win. Jordan Hicks gets the loss, down to 1-3 on the year. Paul DeYoung hit his 4th home run of the year in the losing cause for St. Louis. And Adam Frazier hit his 6th home run for Pittsburgh. 1-0 Braves beat the Red Sox in a very high-scoring affair. There's a fly ball to shallow left field. Going out is Story. He makes the catch for out number 1. Starter comparison today. Chichi Gonzalez did not pitch a poor ball game. 6 innings, 5 strikeouts, and a walk. 5 hits, 2 runs allowed. 7 strong innings for Johnny Caweto. Did not allow a run, did not walk a batter, struck out 5. Hunter Pence, 1 for 3 singled and scored earlier in this one. Jake McGee has joined Carlos Estevez, a lefty and a righty, now up in the bullpen for the Rockies. High-scoring affair for real this time in Chicago. 13-6, Brewers beating the Cubs. 16-5 right now in the 8th inning. Mets are over the D-backs. Ahmed Rosario is 4th home run of the year for the Metropolitans. And one of the Martes is homered for the D-backs.
That's in. Ball 2.
It's a 2-0 count on Hunter Pence. Tim Collins working to him. And that's taken just a little bit low. Like Yastrzemski waiting on deck. 3-0 on Hunter Pence. And that's going to miss. Ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk. More scores in the AL. Cleveland to beat Baltimore 10-2. Ryan Barucki gets the win for the Indians, and Alex Cobb the loss for the Orioles. Oscar Mercado hit his 9th home run of the year for Cleveland. Yastrzemski will bat 1 for 3 in this game. Rays beat the Yankees 11-2. Yanni Chirinos improves to 4-3 with the win. And Luis Severino down to 4-4. DJ LeMahieu went 3 for 4 with his 9th home run of the year today. Hunter Renfroe homered, his 11th home run in the win for the Rays. 3-2 Tigers beat the Twins. Trevor May gets his first loss of the year for Minnesota. Jake Cave homering, his 6th home run of the year for the Twins. The only 2 RBI of the game. Kristen Stewart homering for the Tigers. Right now in the 8th, it's 10-4 Toronto over Texas. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. hit his 11th home run for the Blue Jays. Danny Santana, his 7th homer for the Rangers. 2-1 Astros lead the Royals. They're in the 8th. Jorge Soler hit his 13th home run. Ground ball hit to short. Story goes to second for 1. Back to first, and not in time. 5-1 Nationals lead the Angels in interleague action. Juan Soto is homered for the Nats. Tommy La Stella for LA, their lone run. And we'll have a pitching change. Carlos Estevez comes in. 26th game of the year. He's really pitched well as of late. 22 2/3 innings, 29 strikeouts, only 6 walks. 3.57 ERA. That batting average against righties, 3.79, has continued to dwindle down. 9 holds on the year for Estevez. He's really pitched very well as of late, even when the rest of the Rockies' bullpen and starting staff has struggled immensely in the past, really this whole homestand against the Reds and the first game against the Giants. Estevez has been solid in his brief appearances. So has Tyler Kinley. First pitch to Pablo Sandoval is taken in the dirt. And nice block by Tony Wolters prevents anyone from moving up. 1-0 Braves beat the Red Sox. We mentioned Tyler Flowers homering. The lone run of that ball game. A swing and a ground ball hit towards short. Should be easy for Story, and that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Rockies trying to get a run across. Chris Owings, who came out on a defensive switch, will lead things off, followed by David Dahl and Trevor Story. 2-0 Giants. Chris Owings took over in left field for Sam Hilliard. He's batting .216 on the year, a good on-base percentage of .356. Cueto's first pitch is taken low, ball 1. Owings, decent numbers against Caweto, 4 for 16. Caweto out for an 8th inning of work now, only at 78 pitches. So he has been efficient and effective today. The 1-0 coming to Owings is low and away, 2-0. Rockies not able to get anything going against Caweto, and when they've got runners on base, they have been quickly erased, or all with 2 outs. The 2-0 is way inside, 3 balls, no strikes, so perhaps the time has come for Caweto to lose a little bit of his command. Hasn't walked a batter today. 3-0 is pitches on the inside part of the inside corner for a called strike. You saw David Dahl waiting on deck. A very briskly played ball game today, not a whole lot of offense to speak of, and that was certainly not the case in the first few games of this homestand. 3-1 to Owings is swung on and popped in the air towards right. Pence moving under it. He makes the catch for out number 1. And the lineup will turn over for David Dahl.
Now batting, center fielder, David Dahl.
Really good outing for Johnny Caweto today. Dahl 1 for 3, got a base hit in the 6th inning. One of 5 hits the Rockies have mustered off Caweto today. Dahl was quickly erased on a double play off the bat of Trevor Story, however. First pitch misses inside, ball 1. And the 1-0 delivery is in there for a called strike. One pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. So 13-6, Brewers beat the Cubs. That was a 2-homer day for Keston Hiura of Milwaukee. There's a pitch outside. Two-two delivery is swung on and pulled foul. To his windup, the 2-2 pitch is low and away. Full count, good take from David Dahl. Trevor Story waiting on deck. Though Caweto did not think that one missed, and he's letting the home plate umpire hear it a little bit. There'll be a payoff pitch to the center fielder, David Dahl, and it's swung on and grounded foul. Next pitch will be number 90 of the day for Caweto. And the good news is that may prevent him from getting towards a complete game possibility. Dahl grounds one towards short. Up with the ball, Solano throws to first, and that is out number 2. Maybe not if he gets a quick out here. We'd almost certainly see Caweto out for the 9th. It's pitched a gem here at Coors Field today. Trevor Story will be the batter. 0 for 3 day at the plate, grounded out back in the 6th inning. The last time Story came to the plate, that was a double play he grounded into. Erased Dahl on the base paths ahead of him. Cawedo's first pitch is taken inside, ball 1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Bud Black wondering what has happened to his offense. Lots of good numbers on the road for Rockies hitters. We mentioned those extreme home road splits for Story, hitting much better on the road. He swings and lines one foul right into the glove of the ball boy. 60 of 93 pitches for strikes today. We mentioned Caweto has not walked a batter. And that one's going to miss low and away. Count evens at 2. And swung on and lifted in the air towards left field. Going back on this one is Yastrzemski's towards the corner, and that ball is going to be gone. Home run for Trevor Story puts the Rockies on the board. Now it is a 2-1 ball game. The first run scored today off Johnny Caweto, the 8th home run of the year for Trevor Story. And now, next batter will be the tying run coming to the plate. Trevor Story breaks through what no one has been able to do against Caweto today. And pulled that one just fair down the left field line, did Trevor Story. 359 feet, 86.4 mile per hour exit velocity for the Rockies shortstop. Just was able to pull it inside that foul or fair pole, and that's going to be the end of the day for Johnny Caweto. Gabe Kapler, Giants manager, decides it's time to make a change. And new pitcher, it's going to be Tony Watson, 12 and 2/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, 5 walks, 394 against lefties. They've really hit him well. Odd reverse splits for Tony Watson, the lefty, 4.26 ERA. This is his 16th game. So we'll see what Tony Watson shows up today. And the lefty Charlie Blackman will hope those lefty-on-lefty numbers will continue to trend in the opposition's favor for Watson. First pitch misses low and away, ball 1. One-0 delivery is taken low and away, 2-0. Rockies finally getting on the board here in the bottom of the 8th with a solo home run by Trevor Story. And the 2-0 delivery to Blackman is swung on and pulled foul. And swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. And now it is 2-2 on Blackman. And that one's in the dirt. Full count now. Nolan Arenado waiting on deck, hoping to get an opportunity with Blackman to get on base ahead of him. Watson kicks and deals. Swung on and ripped towards deep right field, way back, and that ball is gone. This game is tied at 2. Back-to-back home runs for Trevor Story and Charlie Blackman here in the bottom of the 8th. We've got a tie ball game on our hands, folks. 9th home run of the year for Charlie Blackman. And it was smooth sailing for Johnny Caweto through the first 8 2/3 innings of this ball game. 7 2/3 innings. But now this game is tied on up. Story and Blackman going back-to-back. Now Nolan Arenado will bat. Little doubt about that when you saw Pence did not even bother to watch. And Nolan Arenado will bat. Lefty-on-lefty struggles continue for Tony Watson. First pitch to Arenado is taken low. Arenado, even though Watson is better against righties, Arenado can hit any lefty. I don't care how good they are. 1 for 3, base hit in the 6th inning for Arenado today. One-0 is swung on and chopped foul. One in there for a called strike. Handel Gustave and Wandy Peralta, righty and lefty double barrel action in the Giants bullpen right now. As Tony Watson has prevented Johnny Caweto from being able to get a win in this ball game. He pitched very good today. 1-2 pitch is swung on and chopped foul once more. Here comes a 1-2. And swing and a miss, he got him on strikes. But the Rockies do tie it. Back-to-back home runs for Trevor Story and Charlie Blackman here in the bottom of the 8th. We head to the 9th. Tied at 2, Flores, Longoria, Posey due up for the Giants.
Leading off for San Francisco.
9th inning, Carlos Estevez out for another inning of work. Trying to keep this ball game where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. We're tied at 2. First pitch to Wilmer Flores is a strike. Estevez has been one of the more consistent pitchers on the Rockies as of late, so this is who you want on the mound right now. And that one's going to miss outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jake McGee, the lefty, Tyler Kinley, the righty, warming up in the bullpen for the Rockies. No save opportunities will exist for the Rockies in this ball game. Either they win it or they don't. For next pitch is swung on and shot foul. 99-mile-an-hour fastball from Carlos Estevez. Here in the top of the ninth, tied at 2. That pitch misses low and away. Count evens at 2. Estevez kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. That is out number 1. Evan Longoria, the batter. First pitch from Estevez is swung on and fouled back over the screen. 99-mile-an-hour fastball. 1 for 3 base hit back in the second inning for Longoria. 287 on the year, a 370 on base percentage, 402 slugging. Not what Longoria is known for in his career, that big OBP. Not hitting for a whole lot of power these days. 0-1 delivery is swung on and missed. Quickly 0-2 on Longoria as Estevez tries to set down the Giants and set this stage for a potential walk-off situation for the Rockies in the bottom of the ninth. 0-2 pitch, outside, ball 1. And swung on and fouled out of play. We'll do it again. Estevez into his motion, windup and the 1-2. That misses low. Slider that time from Estevez. Rockies have not walked off yet this year, though they have won 4 extra inning games. There's a pitch outside, full count now. Buster Posey waiting on deck. Those are all 4 of those extra inning games on the road. This 3-2 delivery is swung on and ripped towards deep left field. Going back on this one is Owings. He's at the track. He's looking up, and that ball is gone. Go-ahead home run here in the ninth for Evan Longoria, just his second home run of the season, and the Giants take a 3-2 lead. And the Rockies will have hopes of tying it before they can take the victory in the bottom of the ninth. Evan Longoria, second home run of the year. And the Giants have the lead here in the ninth. Carlos Estevez was who you wanted on the mound right now. One of the more consistent relievers on the Rockies this year, except for Tyler Kinley, the closer. And Longoria ran into one there. And the payoff pitch from Estevez. And there was little doubt about that one. Buster Posey will be the batter. 3-2 Giants. Estevez will try to prevent any further scoring now. First pitch to Posey is swung on and grounded foul. Posey 1 for 3, got a base hit in the 5th inning. Also a hit yesterday, so 2 for 7 in the series. Oh, 1 pitch is swung on and missed. Quickly 0-2 on Posey. The 0-2 is strike 3 called. He got him on strikes. That is out number 2.
Now batting, the pitcher, Tony.
And the pitcher spot is due up. I certainly don't think we'll see Tony Watson bat for himself. And we'll have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Alex Dickerson. Homered yesterday. Good year for him to start the year. 279, 361 on base percentage for Alex Dickerson. No relation to Corey. And the first pitch from Estevez is taken outside, ball 1. 5 home runs, 15 driven in on the year for Dickerson. Estevez into his motion windup, and the 1-0 pitch is swung on and skied towards left field. Going back on this one is Owings. He's got a long run, but he'll get there. He makes the catch, and that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Evan Longoria has given the Giants a 3-2 lead. Rockies, back-to-back home runs in the eighth. They'll try for, hey, maybe more. That would be a really good way to end this one in the bottom of the ninth. Trevor Gott will try to get the final 3 outs of this ball game. 15th game of the year. 3 saves and 3 opportunities. A 4.40 ERA. 14 and a third innings pitched. Righties have hit him much better than lefties. Daniel Murphy leads things off. He'll be followed by Ryan McMahon and Sam Hilliard. 0 for 3 on the day for Murphy. 295 on the year. First pitch is swung on and missed. The 0-1. That's on the outside corner. Quickly 0-2 on Daniel Murphy. It was a back-to-back home run, bottom of the 8th inning for Trevor Story and Charlie Blackman. That tied the game at 2 after Johnny Caweto sat down the Rockies offense much of the day. Then Evan Longoria, the go-ahead solo home run off Carlos Estevez in the top of the 9th, and now we find ourselves here in the bottom half. 1-2 pitch to Murphy is swung on and lined towards center field. Duggar camping under it. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Caweto, look at his final line today. 7 2/3 innings pitched, just the 1 home run on the solo shot to Trevor Story. 6 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 95 pitches, and he is not in line to win this game after the Rockies tied it in the bottom of the 8th off Tony Watson. But a very good start for him nonetheless. Ryan McMahon bats, takes first pitch strike. And that one's low. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Gott kicks and fires. That one's high and away. Now it is a hitter's count on Ryan McMahon. 97-mile-an-hour fastball misses. Gott, a very quick worker. 2-1 is swung on and grounded weakly down the first base line. Picking it up is Longoria. He will tag McMahon, and now the Rockies are down to their final out. It is not Hilliard due up. The pitcher spot, excuse me, as Chris Owings came in on the defensive switch. We'll see who pinch hits now. As the Rockies are down to their final out. And it will be Raimel Tapia. 151 on the year, a 233 on base percentage, no home runs, 4 runs batted in. And he will be tasked with trying to keep things going. First pitch from Gott is taken for a strike. 3-2 Giants here in the bottom of the 9th. And the 0-1 inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 delivery is swung on and missed. Now the Rockies are down to their final strike. Gott's 1-2 pitch is low. Count evens at 2. If Raimel Tapia can keep things going, David Dahl, who's one of the hottest hitters on the Rockies right now, is waiting on deck. There'll be a 2-2 pitch coming from the very quick worker Trevor Gott. And swung on and pulled foul. Tapia stays alive. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. We'll do it one more time. Tapia not going away quietly in his pinch hit appearance. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes, and that is your ball game. 6 straight losses now for the Rockies. As Evan Longoria hits a go-ahead solo home run in the top of the 9th inning to put a capper on it and give the Giants a 3-2 win. Very quick 1-2-3 save for Trevor Gott after a very good day of pitching for Johnny Caweto. Chichi Gonzalez did not pitch bad in this ball game. Caweto, however, will not get the win today. And Rockies are in danger of losing the series tomorrow. Already down 2 games in this 4-game series. Tony Watson gets the win. He's 1-0. Carlos Estevez the loss, 0-1. Trevor Gott picks up his 4th save. It's 3 runs on 7 hits and an error for the Giants, 2 runs on 7 hits and no errors for the Rockies. Player of the game is going to be Mike Yastrzemski, who went 1 for 4 in this game with a 2-run double in the 6th inning. Tony Watson in the win, a third of an inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 run on the solo home run by Charlie Blackman, 1 strikeout, no walks. Carlos Estevez goes an inning and a third, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Go-ahead solo home run is the 1 earned run he allowed. That's to Evan Longoria. Trevor Gott gets the save, 1 inning, 1 strikeout, 1-2-3 inning. Notable on offense, we mentioned 1 for 4 with the 2-run double for Mike Yastrzemski. Evan Longoria went 2 for 4 with that go-ahead home run in the 9th. Steven Duggar went 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Hunter Pence 1 for 3, he scored a run as well. Charlie Blackman, quite a day at the plate for him, finished a triple shy of the cycle. 4 for 4, home run, double, 2 singles, and a run scored. Trevor Story goes 1 for 4 with a homer. David Dahl 1 for 4 to extend his hitting streak to 10 games, and Nolan Arenado goes 1 for 4 as well. Well, this has been Ben Kuchner-Kavich for Purple Row, letting you know this game is not affiliated with Major League Baseball, MLB The Show 20, or the Colorado Rockies. And before we go, we'll give you a look at the box score. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow night.